Alright, so this is supposed to be a studio visit, but I thought since half of my practice is really done outdoors, I thought rather than go through my studio, we drive up to one of my favorite ever places, and was actually my Zen Masters and animal spirit guide, the late Penny. He was here, favorite spot in the world. So we thought we'd go down there and I'd go through a few of the kind of rituals, for want of a better word, that I do in that, so I can get closer to what's out there. Okay, I'll take this. This will come in handy. Works like a pipe where you can kind of point and you can kind of smoke the essence of whatever you're looking at, and it also creates a bit of an aperture where you can focus it into different places, so you can get a really good focus at something. And also what it does, it gets your respiration going. Which is part of the way getting into a trance, is just getting that, working with your respiration. We're going to be working a lot with the body today. This particular place got to do with the body, but we'll talk more about that once we get there. Okay, so we're about to descend here into the beginning of what I like to call the realm of Ariadne, and that's the place that really we've been journeying to get to today. Ariadne was Dionysus's I don't know how that goes. She was his female counterpart, so he is all about sexual energy creation. Everything that exists is due to that, to awareness which we experience as sexual energy. That's the source of everything. Ariadne's job is to put a soul into the body. So she's got to do. So she's the bestower of soul, which means, to me, that means that she's got to do with us as individuals, with the Vedanta people called Jiva. So it's about individuality, about the body, about the you as a person. And when I go to this place, usually that's what I'm thinking of. I'm not rigid, I'm always fluid, like the air, like the water. But usually when I go there, I have this sentiment. It's a female place, and it's got to do with the body. And that's kind of what, like I said, what we're doing today. So let's walk down into the realm of Ariadne. Okay, so part of the thing I'm looking at these days is movement, which is pretty new to me. But basically the whole landscape is a dance. Everything's moving. Now we've got a bit of wind now. Water moves, but also the land. Everything's moving. Geologically it's very slow, but it's all moving. Growing, striving, all of that. And your body is built for that, built for movement, built for that kind of stuff. So that is something that I, in the back of my mind, I don't know where I'm going to go with it yet, but it's something that I'm working on. Since this is a studio visit, it is all about the process and what I'm kind of looking for. Okay, so this work that I just did, it's pretty multi-dimensional in that when I first started hanging around in this part of the forest, I was really looking at Zen and looking at finding different ways to look at things, so that you're not looking at what your rational mind tells you that it is, but you're looking at what the actual thing is, what's the essence of it. So you need to shift your perceptions, and by putting your head in the water like that, and you're looking at the reflections, and your eye starts to wander around, and you start to focus a lot more keenly in different things. And then once the head is out of the water, naturally you start to look around. My dog, I used to watch her eyes, and always darting, never looking at one spot. And each split second that you look at something, that's really nitty. You see a nitidity to it, and you don't linger on it. That way, you don't think about it. The other thing that this does is more to do with if this universe is all a reflection on a surface, not really real. What's real is what you are, it's your awareness. By looking at your shadow of your face, you're looking at not much. It's the bottom of the creek, but it's kind of not much. It's a sort of an emptiness, which is the white light of what awareness is, or signifies that. And then by looking at the reflection, you kind of look at the world. So it's a bit of a meditation on that. It's mainly just a good feeling. It's not really, it doesn't mean any more than that. So yeah, those are the other thing is the movement. I was running around before. Now I was still, but my eyes were running around. And that, so the movement was in my eyes, and I was able to then just pick little snapshots of everything. And unfortunately a camera can't do that, but everything becomes very muted and very kind of crystal clear, which is just a nice feeling. It's just, again, it's like music, it's just the intensity of that feeling, which is what I try to transport to my studio work. Nothing that looks like this. I'm an abstract painter by training and by belief, so the work itself is a totality in itself, but it's the feeling, it's the pitch. I really use musical terms that really matter to the public work, and also to the private work, which is what you're seeing here. This video is not a work of art, because you get nowhere near what I was getting. It just gives you it is a studio visit, so it just gives you a bit of an idea of what I go through when I'm out in the bush every day. Yeah. So one thing that I like to elaborate on, I talked about the camera never being able to pick up what I'm feeling. Part of public work that I might do, as I did, for example, in a show at Bird's Hut in 2018, was all about placing objects in front or among something that would then enhance that thing or bring focus to that. So you can see there's a beautiful horizon line in front, behind us here, and you can kind of get lost as you walk past it. So if I was to do something here, I'd be placing something somewhere around here that would then kind of amplify that. And then there's lots of other little details around that. It's what even I'd be even more interested in. But back to the work that I was doing there with the face in the water and that, in a way, it's the way it relates to the body. I was talking about the body before, is in that it's bringing, by looking at yourself, it's bringing your awareness back to what you are in relation to the rest that's around you. So in a way, it's the space between pure consciousness and the reflected existence. So that's what I was looking for in that work, is just to inhabit that little place between the two, and that involves I guess it's the space between your soul and your body, in the rest of awareness. So that's the kind of, that's what I was really interested in that work, and that's what I get from it. And that has a vibration, that has a pitch, and I would translate that into colors if I wanted to do something with that, so an audience could see. They would not get, or I would not expect them to think of the self. But if I want them to think of the body, I put a lot of very tactile materials in the work, and that would activate the feeling of their own body. And I think color is, as you can see by the blue, color is just